Ladies and gents, S&P 500 has had its worst day in nearly 1 month, and yet we have already seen investors starting to buy the dip all across the market before markets close. Now we have been able to see this bounce from AMC from the 35.85s up another 4%, 2 green days, solid green days in a row. We got to tell you exactly what to look forward to and why that critical red line, that level of resistance that we thought would be game over. We crossed it earlier today with one test at 37.66, another one that passed all the way up 5 more resistance levels to 38.83, like clockwork, slammed back down. Next level is the 38.51s, and the rest is history. So what we want to talk to you about, as well as tell you about the surprising change in the short interest from Ortex, we have a negative 4.31%. All that and more if you guys stick to the end of this video. And make sure that you guys know that AMC is a publicity beast. It needs to be able to be in the zeitgeist of people. So in order to get that word out, you guys gotta slam that like, get it up to about 3,000, and we'll be in the clear. Comment out which one you guys are, because that algorithm needs to be fed in order to be defeated. Let's look. 17.93% is the current short interest for AMC. So that's a substantial change from that 19% solid level that we were holding when the exchange numbers started to get published. When we started to see that surprising buy signal on the hourly, this is a macro view of that AMC chart. Usually we look at the minute. This is the hourly. So we had a buy signal back in July that we were able to jump from in the 37.54s to the 46.42s. All right, so that is a weak buy signal. Strong buy signal here right before a plummet from a strong sell signal. And now this current buy signal is from the 13th. So that's from Friday. And now we are currently watching it crawl its way up to the overbought territory where we have not yet seen a reversal point. Not here in the oscillator down below. Usually you'll be able to see green and red hints of where that bullish momentum turns into bearish and vice versa. Right now, we are not seeing that on the macro charts. So as of right now, AMC, as according to Lux algorithm, is on a buy mission, right? We had the vision and now we are getting it. We're getting the bread that we need. Most importantly, S&P 500 has its worst day in 1 month, which means it is one of the best opportunities to start considering getting a ton of buying power, putting your money into large return accounts that don't require much manipulation of anything. In fact, this is one day that I'll talk to you guys about BlockFi. It's important to be able to try and get you guys into that universe. Yeah, just like how I do, you get like $5,000 maximum per day that you can insert into to get 8.6% interest. But why are people already starting to buy this dip ahead of market close? Let's take a listen real quick, about 60-second cap.
Earnings power of the companies were. When I looked a couple of months ago, consensus in most sectors was 60 or 70% of pre-pandemic levels. And so, it's an earnings season that we expected, and now the market's asking what's next. And so we're starting to hear rumblings again of the Fed tapering, or at least announcing tapering potentially this year. The market's going to look for some clarity about that at Jackson Hole. And as I indicated earlier, it's become almost indefensible that the Fed at this point can make an argument that easy monetary policy is still necessary to bring the labor market back to health.
Absolutely. So one of the first things is that people are starting this distrust or mistrust of the Fed, keeping their promises, making sure the economy is running smoothly, making sure that people are getting to eat. And now that the market slumps, people go to sleep. And when they sleep on their earnings, we get to eat. That is the main point of when you guys get these data dumps from yours truly. Let me pull up the options chain as well so you guys can take a look at that. The most important thing about today is the fact that we crunched 1, 2, 3, 4 levels of resistance past that critical level of now acting still as support early during the after hours and now acting as resistance again. We'll be tracing this red line right at 37.20, a critical level of support that we've bounced off of multiple times on the macro scale. Take a look at right as the after hours begins, the price action brings itself right back to this red line. So it is make it or break it time. There are large moves for AMC coming in the near future, and it's all going to be surrounding this line at 37.20. And if you guys get to this number, right, that's the critical number. I want you guys to comment down below, because that proves you are here as part of this video. And if you guys have publicly subscribed, I will include you in a raffle that we'll draw next time we go on a live stream. Okay, let's take a look at that options chain. So they've changed the UI to make it a little bit nicer. This is option sonar. We have $4 million of puts at 55. These are in the money. $4 million of puts at $60. These are also in the money. So that's a total of about 8 million, roughly $9-ish million worth of puts in the money. And this is deep in the money. If you put a put all the way down here, like you would like the ability to sell that amount, you're going to be able to also take a look on the 12th, where we had something very similar, $15 million of puts. Those are at $45. It's the right to sell to sell 100 shares per contract at the $45 strike, which means right now anybody would take that deal. The price of AMC is not that high. So therefore, an expensive bet to be able to put that downward pressure on AMC. That means the bulls have the bears in a stranglehold. The shorts are running out of options. We've been noticing that yesterday they gobbled up all of the possible shares available to borrow, and they were in deep doo-doo due to that. We want to be able to also point you to the fact that this is now becoming a pattern. $15 million right here on the 12th, go down to the 17th, and you'll see something very similar. That's today. If this happens again tomorrow, you'll know that there is going to be a lot more to explain than just a couple of overly bearish people who have done their proper research. Again, this is a channel about getting you guys up to speed with the support that we have been able to give you guys in terms of technical analysis, in terms of being able to diversify your portfolio, and also provide you up-to-date info about GME and AMC potential signals to the upside. Making sure that you guys understand that when we had a very similar period of consolidation right around here, this is right before that June period, a small rip from about $8 to $18 or so. At that point, you already 2x your money if you had been holding at about $10 for a couple of months straight. But at $18, there was something that was incredibly important. Right around this range, we started creating small upward bullish pennants here. So that one was able to bring us all the way up to $30 and change. The next one is a bullish pen that brought us up to 36.83, and that was the kicker that brought us all the way up to the $70 range. Come over here and you'll pay attention to a very similar set of bullish patterns to the last 48 hours worth of trading that you will be able to then pin to a high upside swing. But what do you guys think? Let me know what you guys thought about this analysis. Let me know what you guys think about the formatting of these programs. Thank you to the Patreons and the members that press that join button, or go and get your 2 free stocks with this trading tool that I'm using, entirely free, Webull, or your 4 free stocks by pressing the Moo link, and you get free level 2 data. And finally, make sure to get your $250 of free Bitcoin, like I mentioned with BlockFi. Thanks again, and we'll see you guys tomorrow in the money. Peace.